Hi, hello, and welcome to Rebel Unicorn Crafts. Sometimes you hit a creative slump, but you still want to do something creative. So I'm doing a series that I'm going to call Come Paint With Me, where you can paint with me. We'll be doing a series of abstract prompts where we use one or two variables to inspire a creation. Follow them as closely as you'd like. The idea is to help you get pen to paper, brush to canvas, whatever you'd like to do, by helping you not have to come up with the entire idea. They say that constraints breed creativity, so we're going to be working within that framework. In these videos, you can mute them, you can put on music, your own show, or you can listen to me chat with you while I paint mine. Our first theme will be monochromatic. So, choose your favorite color, maybe one you don't like working with, but go ahead and get whatever supplies you have that are in that color. Let's try not to have to mix a bunch of colors, keep this a little simple. You could use watercolor, you could use colored pencils, markers. I'm going to be using different acrylic paints. Also, get whatever you're going to be creating on. For me, I'm using this sketch pad that is 140-pound watercolor paper, but it can handle the acrylic paints pretty well too. Collect any other supplies now that you're going to need. I need some water, a rag, and some paintbrushes. I also got a black pen just in case I wanted to emphasize anything. I'm going to put this video at 150% speed so that it's long enough if you want to create something. If you want to slow it down, feel free to change the time speed. Then I can talk real slow at you. I don't actually have a plan. If you want to have a plan, go for it. But I'm just going to put some of these colors on my palette, and I'm going to mix in a heavy amount of water and just kind of brush them on. Sometimes I find, especially when you're creating abstract art, that it helps to just make the first few marks on the page. What are you starting with? A brush stroke? Are you sketching something? Are you going to plan this? Have you already planned it? You know what you're painting, right? Or you know because it happens as it happens. That's kind of how I'm doing it. Another thing I like to do with abstract is take advantage of the shape of my paintbrushes. So I found a rounded brush here, and I'm just making some paintbrush marks, and I kind of like the shape of them, so I'm gonna go with it. Are you doing this activity with someone or by yourself? I'm currently enjoying a nice iced coffee. Iced coffee is one of summer's little treats, isn't it? My husband also did this exercise with me, so I could kind of see what he would make with this type of a prompt. Are you enjoying any beverage while you're doing this? Iced coffee, tea, nice water, maybe some wine, who knows? So I made those marks, but I liked them. I don't know, sometimes you just kind of gotta go with what you feel, and I just wanted to do some scraping, so I took that palette knife and scraped them, and I think they're a little more interesting now. Got any plans for the weekend? We're going to make tapas on Friday night. I'm excited. If you've been to tapas, do you have a favorite type of tapas dish? I always like the places that have flatbreads. Our favorite tapas place is actually in Vegas, so we only get to go every once in a while. It's called La Cave, I think. Maybe La Cave. We don't know for sure which one. But we always go when we're in Vegas, and it's really good. If you're stuck at this point, maybe relayer over certain areas. Add some dots to add some texture. Go with kind of what your gut is telling you. Where are you painting from? Do you have any good tapas places locally? I like tapas stuff because it kind of feels like snacking, which in my opinion is the best kind of eating, because you just kind of get a snack and taste different things, and that's kind of what it is. Ooh, what's your favorite snack? Mine are potato chips. I cannot keep bags of potato chips just on hand in my pantry because they're gone. Especially Ruffles. Ooh, these sour cream and cheddar ones. I cannot put those down. So even though we're just using monochromatic tones here, we can get a lot of different values by using the different colors of blues that we have. I really tried to use kind of my lightest blue I had for the main part, and then I was giving it some low lights with my darkest blue. What color did you choose? How many different colors or versions of it did you have on hand? You might have just had one or two. That could be an interesting challenge. I think I ended up with 6 or 7 different ones. Here I just kind of decided to try to balance some of those areas that felt bare by doing a bit of a wash. That's one of the things I like about acrylic, is you can use it thick and, totally opaque, or you can water it down and do washes with it. It's pretty versatile. Also, the brushes you use will really change what you can do. If at this point you're struggling, think of a shape. Okay, whatever shape came into your head, put that on the paper. And for me, it was circles. I kind of get a undersea vibe from this. The little circles around the spots kind of remind me of bubbles, and maybe my initial strokes that I smeared are fish in their little fins or something. Is your painting starting to tell you a story? If you didn't have a plan. If you have a plan, it probably is. But can you make up one? What is your least favorite color to work with creatively? I think mine is orange. I used to really not like blue, but in the last 2 years I've been just having a love affair with different blues, and I think that started when I started painting, because phthalo blue is my favorite color. That kind of, not teal, but there's definitely a greenish hue to it, and that's my favorite. What's yours? Is your favorite color different than your favorite color to create with? One thing I'm glad I invested in when I was buying art supplies are good palette knives. I think good brushes are a bit of a scam for certain things. I mean, if you are an absolutely professional painter, you can probably tell the difference between all those things. But if you like to paint just for fun or you're beginning, don't waste your money on super nice brushes. Although don't buy them from Amazon. I love Amazon, but whenever I've bought paintbrushes from Amazon, I paint something with them and it's just full of bristles and fallout. So if you're gonna cheap out, buy the multi-packs from one of your local craft stores. I've had good luck with the ones from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. But don't cheap out on palette knives. Those plastic ones, they're hard to clean, you don't get a nice line. The metal ones are definitely where it's at and they last forever. I've also really started to like these little squeeze bottle tube things that I fill with different colors of paints. They're kind of fun because you get to kind of write with them. And I've also been trying to learn how to use paint pens, and they're fun, but they do clog, and sometimes the white doesn't have the opacity I want it to. I don't know. Have you tried paint pens? If you don't like paint, then you probably haven't. But maybe not, because maybe paint pens are good for outlining. What is your favorite medium to work in? Do you ever mix your mediums? I am trying to branch out with that. Sometimes I add foils, metal foils to my acrylic paintings, and I have been trying to paint more on paper so I can use watercolor in the background because I do love watercolor, and I haven't figured out how to blend those two styles together. Whenever you feel like you're done with this, you're done with this. And I think I'm pretty happy with where mine is. It's kind of weird, and I kind of like it. What do you think about yours? What's your favorite part of it? Because that's another fun trick, is zooming in. So maybe you don't like your total composition, but maybe there's a little square of it that you want to zoom in and take a picture of. What'd you come up with? I'd like to hear about it. That'd be fun to know. Also, since I was doing this with Nick, here's a slightly different take on this challenge. So he did use a reference photo, and he was kind of inspired by the swirling clouds and things that are on a lot of other planets, and I think this looks pretty neat. This was his first time really painting with acrylic paint, so he said he had fun exploring the medium, which sometimes that's all you want to do. If you're in a real creative rut, sometimes the best thing you can do is pick up a new medium because you have no expectations and you can just play. I hope you have a magically creative day. Thank you for watching and painting with me. If you want to continue, I will have some more of these exercises either already posted or soon to be posted